So we had now learned how to create tables, to change tables using order, and to drop tables, drop columns, add columns. So in this way we can add almost anything we like into the table as a data type, and we're ready to use the table. Inserting data is pretty easy in SQL, so I just need to say insert into the table name and then the columns. So we've got person ID. As long as these do not have to be in any order here, but I'm just going to say person last name. I'm going to say values. Right, person IDs automatically increment, so we don't need that. And I'm going to say the value, the person's name is James. Insert into James. There. So, okay, so that's created a row. And you can see what's happened here is the system has automatically incremented person ID to 1, the initial value. It substituted null for all the values that weren't specified, and it subsequently has put James as the last name there. Now obviously that table not particularly informative, it doesn't really say very much, but it is nonetheless a legitimate row to have. We have put nulls in these heights and weights, which doesn't sound too fantastic, because they could be they're supposed to be numeric data, so we should really put some numeric data there. What we can do is once we've created the row, we can just update it. We just say update person, and we use set, and so we can say person height should in fact be 0, and person weight is going to be 0, and person nationality I'm going to say is equal to French as an example, and then person first name is equal to Jesse. Where my row I want to refer to is James. Okay, so invalid column French because I need quotes on that. So that's that done. So let's now see what's in the table, and I discover that the data's all been inserted. The age still actually wrong there, so let's just go back to this and put age, and we're going to say age equals 40. Okay, so let's go back to the select statement from person, and it's all there. So what we've learned in this part is that we can use the select star will take all the tables, sorry, all the columns. Now we could also say something like select F name, and it would just bring back that one column. Select star will bring back everything. In programming we almost never say select star, but it's convenient when you're doing these types of queries. So we normally in a program would specify all the actual names themselves. So if we now want to if we now want to examine what's in the table, we can do the select, we can specify the column, or we can say, put it in the where clause, where person ID is equal to 1, and that's it. Now, if we change person ID is equal to 2, nothing comes back. Okay, so the where clause is simply saying for those rows that meet that condition, and we say person, in this case person ID is equal to 1. You can select on anything there. So if I want to now add in more data, insert into person, right, so I'm going to just try something. $35 0 0 insert into persons values. Okay, so what I was doing there was I've missed out the column names, and it would take them as it is in the table as the defaults. Again, you would never do that in a program. That would be, very bad programming. So basically, let's just see what it's done. And it has done that fine. So what it's done there is it's just taken them in the order that they are actually appearing in the table there, and as it basically has inserted that data. And I put the null character in there for the first name. So what we've learned in this situation is the different ways we can insert. We say insert into the table name, and then we can either specify the names here, the columns, and then we say values, and we then put in all the values, or we can just leave out this because to save on typing, and then as long as we specify all the columns here, you see that way you have to specify everything, we can use that method. And once it's all in there, we can just say update, and then set, and so we'll change. We can just say set, and then the column is equal to the value. And then the last one, very simple one, is we just say delete from person, and then I say where, and then the condition. Where delete is basically will delete everything that meets the condition. So if you want to delete everything in the table, you would just say, you can see there it says one row deleted. If you want to delete the whole lot, you just say delete from person, and you will delete everything. So hence we now have nothing in the table at all. All vanished. So that's just some of the ways we've got. So we insert, we can delete, we can update, and we can select. These are the basic ways to manipulate data in a table using SQL.